Hiya, hey, okay. So I've really wanted to do a chair-based Pilates session for some time now, just because it can be for people that maybe struggle to get up and down from the floor. So it could be for older adults, it could be people that are recovering from an injury, but also it could be for people that maybe work from home or they do long hours behind a computer at a desk. So this could be a lunchtime thing that you could do as well. So we're going to be focused on the Pilates principles. So we'll be focused on core strength. So all the movements and the effort will come from the core. So by core I mean the transverse abdominis on the front, deep core, and also the multifidus on the back. So we're working on the muscles that are at the front and back of the spine. We're also going to focus on that lateral breath, so breathing into the rib cage. So we've got the 6 principles to think about. So we've got core, control, concentration, flow, focus on breath and precision. So it's going to be a really nice, steady, smooth, short session for you. So we'll get started then. So we're going to start with our posture. So we want to sit with our feet hip width apart. And if we just start rocking just onto the toes and onto the heels. And what we want to do is gently mobilise through the ankles, so you might get some clicks through the toes, but you also want to think about distributing the weight through the left and the right leg. Also warming up through those calves. So if you have been sat for some time, then this is a really good way to get that blood going again. Get that venous return up back to the heart, improve that circulation. Okay, so when you're ready to, plant those feet down. So try your best to plant through the toes and the heels. So the toes are facing forwards. We want the knees to be hip width apart, and we want our pelvis to be nice and level. So we don't want to be sat lent on one side. And then what we want to do is some shoulder rolls back, okay? So we want to lift through the chest, crack that walnut in between the shoulder blades. So we can bring the breath in here. We can inhale as we lift, exhale as we lower. Just gently mobilise through those shoulders. Just try and get those shoulders right back and down. And when you're ready to, hold those shoulders there so the arms are nice and relaxed, nice and loose. So we're just pinching that walnut in between the shoulder blades. So we want the chest to be lifted. Then imagine a rope is pulling you up from your crown. So we don't want to lift the chin, we want to look ahead, and we're sat really nice and tall. Great stuff. So now we're going to go through a pelvic tilt. So imagine you've got a triangle down here. We just want to, just very gently tilt it. So if you think about your tailbone, you want to see if you can curl it underneath so you get a rounding in the lower back, and then curl it all the way behind you so you get an arch in the lower back. We don't have to over exaggerate this, we can just keep this really gentle. So again, we can bring the breath into this, we can inhale one way, exhale the other way. And we just want to get to a point so we feel central. So we get to a midway point in between those 2 rocking points and hold it there. So we're going to go through the lateral breath now. So we're going to start with this lateral breath by putting our hands onto our ribs so we can breathe fully into the sides and the back of the rib cage. So when you're ready, let's go for a breath in. Fill those ribs right up and then blow the air all the way out. And again, breath in. And breath out. Breath in. Breath out. So let's take the hands away now, keeping those shoulders rolled right back and down the rib cage, keeping that pelvis nice and neutral. And again, nice big breath in. Fill up through the ribs and then blow the air all the way out. And again, breath in. And breath out. Let's do one more here. So breath in. And breath out. Excellent. So now we're going to bring the pelvic floor into it. So the pelvic floor is a sling of muscles right underneath. So they go from the front of the pelvis to the back of the pelvis. So imagine your bladder is really full, you're dying for a wee. You want to lift those muscles to hold it in. So we're going to do that as we exhale. So let's take a breath in, nice and relaxed. Now, lift that pelvic floor at the top and blow the air out. Relax the pelvic floor and breathe in. Lift the pelvic floor at the top and exhale. Relax it as you inhale. Lift it as you exhale. And let's do once more through. So relax as you inhale and lift it as you exhale. Excellent. So we're just going to mobilise very gently through the upper body. So I want to take a breath in, so take both arms right up and breath out as we come all the way down. So you can take the arms just behind you, a little squeeze through the shoulder blades. So breath in all the way up and exhale all the way down. See if you can lift that pelvic floor as you exhale. So we do everything in Pilates with control. So always thinking about that posture, keeping that spine really nice and long. Okay, let's do one more here. So breath in and breath out. Great stuff. So we're going to do side bends now. So we're going to breathe in to start, then we're going to exhale as we reach. Breathe into center, exhale as you reach. And again, see if you can engage that pelvic floor. Sit really nice and tall in the middle and go for a nice little reach down by each side. So if you're sat in a chair with arms on, you might find this a little bit difficult, but you could instead maybe take the arms across the chest and go for a little side bend this way instead. So all we want to do is open up the vertebrae side to side. Great stuff. Let's do one more on each side. And last one. Excellent. So now we are going to take the arms across the chest and we're going to do some spinal twists. So we're going to inhale to come one way, exhale to come the other. Now, whilst you're doing this, just try and remember that lower body. So you want to keep both feet on the floor and keep the knees hip width apart, keep them facing forwards. Still focus on that breath, don't let the breath go. Twisting just as far as you're comfortable to. Let's do one more on each side. And last one. Great stuff. So now I'm just going to move my chair just so that you can see me from the side. I think it'd be better for the next part. Okay, but you stay where you are. Okay, so what we're going to do now, so we're just going to try and really engage through that core. So we want to engage through these muscles that are on the front of the back of the spine. So sit with your feet hip width apart, have your hands on your thighs. And what we're going to do is we're going to inhale nice and relaxed, so as you would normally sit. As we exhale, imagine a belt is tightening through your core and feel those muscles tense. So inhale, relax. Exhale and squeeze through that middle. So you may even feel yourself crunch down just a little bit. So inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze through that core. So if you imagine you're bracing through the core, okay? So inhale, relax. And exhale, squeeze through that core. So now we're going to bring the legs into it. So bring these hands either side of the chair. So we're going to inhale, relax. As we exhale, we're going to brace that core and we're going to lift one knee up and down. Then we're going to inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze the core and lift and lower the opposite knee. So keep the knees hip width apart, working on hip stability. So inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze. You might want to put your hand there to feel it, and I'm sure you will feel a difference. Inhale, relax. Exhale on the effort. So that's when you're moving the leg. Inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze, lift and lower the leg. Excellent. So we're still sitting really nice and tall. So we're still lengthened from the crown. Okay. So if you want to go up one more level, we're going to see if we can straighten the leg. So we're going to inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze the core. And now we're going to lift and straighten that leg. So we're working through the quadriceps on the front of the thigh. Exhale, squeeze the core, lift and lengthen through that leg as long as you can get it. So if this feels too much, then please stick with your knee lifts that we were just doing. So like I said before, you can place your hands just above your belly button, just to feel those muscles engage. And if you do come to Pilates, then when we're squeezing through the core, it should feel the same as when we imprint, so when we flatten the lower back into the floor. Great stuff. Let's do 4 more. Get that leg as straight as you can get it. Really feel it in that thigh. And keep the legs hip width apart, really important. 2 more. Focus on that breath. Keep it really nice and controlled. And last one. Great stuff. So what we're going to do now then, is we're just going to give those legs a little bit of a breather, and we're going to work on these glutes. And all we're going to do is gluteal squeezes. So we're just going to inhale as we relax. As we exhale, we're going to squeeze those bum muscles. So inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze. You can probably see me lifting up slightly. Inhale, relax. Exhale and squeeze. Big, big squeeze. Sitting really nice and tall, keeping those shoulders back and down. Chest is lifted. Keeping that posture really nice and controlled and strong. Give those glutes a really good squeeze. And try and squeeze both sides at the same time. So you might find that one of them might be overtaking the other one. Inhale as you relax. Exhale as you squeeze. Big, big squeeze. Get them activated, get them switched on. Gluteus maximus, the biggest muscle in the body. You definitely want to be using them. They really help with our posture and they help to reduce back pain. So let's do 2 more big squeezes. So exhale, big squeeze. Inhale, relax, last one. Exhale and squeeze. Well done. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do some knee circles. So if we can, we're going to lift one knee up, not too high. We're going to take the breath really steady and we're just going to circle, really steady, okay? If you imagine we're circling from the hip, but whilst we're doing this, think about that stabilising leg. You want to keep it really still. You don't want that leg swaying or moving. Let's do 2 more in this direction. And then let's change directions. So we're working through that hip flexor, we're working through the quadricep. And if we can brace the core, we're working on core strength as well. Get a really nice mobilisation through the hip. And let's go for last 2. And last one. Place that foot down. So feet hip width apart and let's change legs. So lift that knee just a little way. When you're ready, go for your knee circles. So we want to be taking that knee outside and inside the hip. Go for a nice strong circle. Imagine you've got a light on the end of your knee. Try and get that circle nice and perfect. The faster you go, the harder this will be, so go at your pace. Let's go for 2 in this direction. 1, and change directions. Nearly there, well done. Nice and steady. Try your best to keep that posture really strong. Keep correcting my own posture. Keep that chest lifted. Looking ahead. And let's go for 2 more. 1 more. And relax. Well done. So now we're just going to go through the saw. So we're going to work through the spine. So we want to lengthen through the spine whilst bringing the belly button in to engage through that transverse abdominis. So we're going to take both arms out. We're going to take knees wider than hip width apart. And we're going to inhale as we twist across, reach forward, so opposite hand towards opposite foot. And then we're going to exhale to come to centre and sit really tall. So we're going to inhale to reach, bring that belly button in, look towards the floor. Exhale to sit really tall. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sit tall. And when you exhale and sit tall, try and squeeze those shoulder blades together. Pinch that raw knot. Try and get that arm so it's just on top of that leg, so it's parallel to that leg. Try and twist across as best you can. Exhale up to seated. Let's do 4 more. Excellent. 2 more. So that's last 2. Last 1. Well done. Bring those knees back to hip width apart, sitting nice and tall. I'm just going to finish with a spine stretch, okay? So again, we're going to bring the belly button right in. So arms out in line with the shoulders, feet hip width apart. What we're going to do is we're going to drop the chin first, bring the belly button in and round through the spine. Then we're going to inhale as we gently reach forwards, roll the spine. Exhale, all the way back up, head coming up last, sitting tall. So imagine you're stacking your vertebrae up against a wall. So we're going to drop the chin, belly button in. We're going to inhale, reach forwards. Exhale, curl back, sitting tall. And again, drop the chin. Roll those shoulders right back and down that rib cage. And again, inhale, drop the chin, belly button in, curl the spine, and big reach. Excellent. Drop the chin, belly button in. Great stuff. Let's do 3 more. So think about really lengthening through that spine and really engaging through that core as you reach forwards. So it's all coming from the core. And let's do 1 more, last one. Excellent. And then just bring those hands all the way back down. So I'm just going to finish off just by going through that posture and just going through some breaths. Great work. So we're just going to sit again then with our feet hip width apart, knees hip width apart as well. We're going to have our arms by our sides and our chest is lifted. I'm going to finish with 3 breaths in and out. So we're going to go for a breath in as we come all the way up, and breath out as we lower. And again, breath in, reach up, and breath out as we lower. Last ones, breath in, and breath out. Well done, good work. So I hope you enjoyed that. You can do that a few times a week. It's really good for activating that core, mobilising through the hips, working through the thighs as well. And it's great for getting that breath work in, which really helps to reduce stress and anxiety and really calm down the nervous system. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful, and I'll see you soon.